How's it hanging, fellas? I'm OrosZ, and this is another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And in today's episode, I gotta save the game first of all. See these fucking save files? That's the save file from the previous episode. That's the save file from the last episode. And those are the two save files when the game broke. So I'm gonna save right here. You can also see the dates I was recording this at. 22nd was Friday, and that's when I was recording the episode that broke. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? The Inquiry Committee is planning to impose harsh penalties on your actions. Thank you. Yes, normally this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness, but shit, I mean, fuck. This isn't easy to say. You see, there is some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have, struck a bargain, sucked a dick, so to say. You think I may have manipulated the molested the witness? I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone's been talking, and shit. Everyone kind of thinks you're a bitch. Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth a witness, to call forth all further witnesses. Well, there's no precedent for what you're proposing. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but this game isn't about the usual, everyday fucking divorce cases. It's about fucked up murders, but a very efficient one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Oh, well, Mr. Wright, what the fuck you think? I wasn't paying attention. Unbelievable. Edgeworth is so beautiful. He's found a way to continue the trial. Very well, the defense accept the prosecution's proposal. It's settled. Shit. The first thing I'll call for the next witness. Mr. Wright. You do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over. The defense calls. Time has finally come to bring out the real murderer, Damon Gant. His name is Demon Gant. Because he's a fucked up motherfucker. Also, something strange that I noticed. But when I asked Gumshoe a couple of episodes ago about Angel Star, he mentioned something about when he was 16, she rocked his world. It's like, what the fuck did he mean by that? But I shipped them. I shipped them hard. She's beautiful, gorgeous, and Gumshoe kind of sucks, but he's like a good friend. And also, I don't know, I just like to see him happy for once. He seems like he lives quite a miserable life. Deserves something good to happen to him, and hooking up with this girl would be all anyone would ever want. I'm about to accuse the wrong person because I forgot what the fuck I'm doing. Oh yeah, I'm accusing Damon Gant. That's right. Fuck him. He sucks. Defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. Damon stand to the Gant? What does he have to do with anything? I mean, the murder took place at his office. He was there during the murder, trying to chase down the killer. He's got nothing to do with this. As a defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. I feel like we completely thrown out the window the previous trials, so the first 2 pages of all my evidence I have are completely worthless at this point. Maybe except for this one. This one seems quite sketchy. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Won't you agree, Your Honor? Or more like your fucking dishonor? True, alright. Bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. I was talking about not Danganronpa, Dragon's Dogma. Surprising how similar they sound. Dragon's Dogma 2 last episode, but another cool game that came out last week was Rise of the Ronin. It seems like a pretty cool samurai game. I don't know if it's open world or what. It seems cool, but when games like Sekiro's kind of more fantasy, like it's loosely set in Japan, but there's a lot of like Japanese mythology being brought up in there, right? So it's one of those reasonably realistic, but then you fight giant enemy crabs kind of shit. While Ghost of Tsushima was a very realistic game, I'd say, set in a very unusual time period for Japan, one that doesn't get tackled very often. But this game gets some kind of like a... It's almost like a Western, because it's 19th century. 19th century Japan. It's kind of like the fall of all those shoguns and shit. When that shit got abolished, I think, around that time. It's that strange time period, like before Japan got opened to the West and became a huge powerhouse. It was still this like really strange fucking place with strange culture and strange people. And that's what one thing that kind of worried me, because from what I've seen in this trailer, there's a lot of like non-Japanese characters, and I was like, nah, what the fuck are they doing there? If I'm gonna have a game set in Japan, I don't want to play as a guy named John. Get the fuck out of here. It's like what Neo did. Right? Where Neo is a lot like Sekiro, it's a Souls-like that's set in like ancient, like some kind of mythological Japan of whatever setting. I'm not sure when it's supposed to be taking place. But then you play as a guy named John. Fucking you play as some white guy what the fuck is he doing in Japan during that time? It's like all those stories about the black samurai, because apparently some point some African slave end up in Japan, and everybody assumed that, oh well, if he end up in Japan, he must have become a samurai. That's right. No, it's just a fucking... I bet they just fucking sold him off to some different fucking slave owner, or used them themselves, or killed them. I don't know. Witness, please state your name and occupation. What is this, some kind of practical joke? I'm just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir? Morty, are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation, fucker. I'll fucking kill you. You want to play hardball, man? Please, Mr. Grant. I'm begging you. Fine. My name is Damon Kent. I'm the acting chief of police. I'm 65 years old. I love pastel suits, mismatched glasses, and covering up crimes. Now then, Chief Kent, the court requests to hear your testimony. Oh, righto, what's with the grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, I mean the time Lana's sister murdered that fucking guy? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. There are still some things unaccounted for. Oh yeah, like what? Like the role you played in all of this. Son, you're very brave, but very foolish. Not your son. Unless... Dad? You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Just pulls out a gun, fucking shoots Phoenix. Yeah, weapons. I've got a Glock in my jacket. Sure, take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. Well, is that true? The fuck kind of cheat codes this guy's playing on? God fucking damn it. I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Yeah, don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony. SL9 incident. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story fucking short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with this forgery. Is that when Darker was arrested? I was sleeping, I'm sorry, this shit's boring. He was lying on the floor unconscious. Who knocked him out? Fuck if I know. That would be another thing we would have to prove in the most ridiculous manner. When Emma sent him flying, it seems Darker bumped his head. Oh, great. It seems this Darker just kinda slipped up and broke his neck. Everything seems pretty clear cut. Oh my fucking god, if the police chief gets the right to refuse to testify, then why is he testifying? I better hit him hard and fast. Like, physically, just runs up to him, fucking clocks him in the face. Breaks those stupid glasses. As I recall, blah blah blah. As I recall, blah blah blah, a ceremony was held at the police department that day. Yeah, that's right, I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was well fired up too. That's probably what spooked Darker and made him run away like that. Was the defendant, Lana Skye, also present in the room? I don't fucking remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Darker ran for it. To make a long fucking story short, we slipped up. So the two of you ran immediately after him, right? That's right, but Darker made it to the elevator first. So Neil and I split up. In two. Like, vertically. He went upstairs and I went downstairs, I guess you could say. He got lucky. Or like, you got lucky. What about this power outage? Oh, right? The elevator stopped all of a sudden and I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil was when that knife went into his heart though, LOL. XD. Real funny. That's not funny. I didn't laugh. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Could you tell us what you saw? It was a shocking sight. Two men laying together in my office. That shit's gay as fuck. Neil and that serial killer were lying on a heap on the floor, all tangled together. Darker was also lying collapsed on the floor. Yes, apparently he hit his head and was knocked out or something. Stupid, I know, whatever. Next to them were those two poor girls, Lana and Emma. Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Why does Emma have that stupid piece of hair sticking out of her head? How does that even make any sense? What is that? Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done. What has her sister done? Apparently she was already arranging the crime scene. How can you know that? Because of this victim's body, it has already been moved. That means you found the body near Lana's desk. That's fucking right. It was my sister Barbara that really stabbed the prosecutor. Yes. Anyway. Bye. As you can see, I had nothing to do with this forgery. So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office? That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt. Removing a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable, so no matter what the circumstances. Is that how it really went down? Staring at the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Red. If we're going to stare at anything, stare at my cock. Better off staring at the court record. Wordy, always the smooth talker. Well, which piece of evidence ties the answer to the forgery? Now, I did admit to forging evidence, but that can't be the whole truth. Somehow I've got the link again to the incident. I've got just the thing. Check this out. It's this fucking list. You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. Bullshit. But I'm afraid this is a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself, bitch. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example. That's the list Emma Sky drew her picture on. That's what's discovered in your desk. Not only that, but a piece of this jar that was sitting in your office was found inside your safe. It was found right here. You see, Chief Gant? These articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. Ah, Jesus. Chief Gant, the fuck? Whoa. It's a defense attorney with balls. Balls of steel. So you admit to it then? That you were involved in the forgery? Who, me? Or do you mean you? Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. But I would never. Is that right, Righto? But Mr. Wright would never. However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Morty, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. That's a sure dick will receive his due punishment. At least he remembered Gumshoe's name. That's nice. Well, if Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. Everyone should be paying to work. What kind of a fucking society do we live in? People expect to get paid? This is bullshit. Should be paying to work. As well, in the light of detective's presence. Oh, for fuck's sake. Please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and the relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. Just know how to lie, eat chips, and whatever the fuck else was there. Do TikTok dances. These damn kids. Let's see, what was it now? A jar fragment and a list? For all I fucking know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Darker was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I've pooped my diaper. When investigating the crime scene, I need to change. I need someone to change me. You should have been more careful to observe protocol. You understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Ah, shit. Indeed, I believe I'll press charges so you won't make the same mistake again. My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know, my birthday. I mean, fucking, it's kinda rude. Alright, Oogie, in return, though. I know, that place, right? Huh? The fuck are these guys telepathic? Also, what place are they talking about? His fucking pleasure chamber? In exchange, Oogie got a calm dressed like a maid Evidence and forgery. Law and taxes. For all I know, you don't know shit. I'd appreciate if you stopped making these ridiculous allegations. Well, I don't appreciate you. Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. You're just a little bitch. What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're going to need it later. Is it this fucking easy to manipulate Edge Phoenix? Just fucking say something that he wouldn't do, doesn't have guts to do it, he admits doing it. Later? What are you talking about? What else? Talking about when brighter prints are found. Yes, if they found inside my safe, they would have proved his investigation was illegal. I'm afraid I'm sorry. All my yawning, but I'm fucking tired all the goddamn time. What the fuck you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical, of course. But suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. Now, what would it constitute? I don't know. If concealing evidence found on a crime scene isn't forgery. I'm not through speaking yet, bitch. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. If they were found after Darker was convicted, then they're worthless. When you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation? It was literally swept under the rug. It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Darko was sentenced. Oh, and wouldn't that be fucking convenient? Right? It would be. The chief is talking about a possibility, so long as you can't rule that out. Your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. Only something I don't know, doing it on purpose. I want this Let's Play to reach 100 episodes. Come on, righto. Think about it. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. How can you look me in the eye and say that shit? Because I'm innocent. Remember who did that murdered Neil? I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. But in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Skye. Can't believe it. She's such a filthy fucking murderer. Well, now do you see? Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Really, Chief Gaines? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you reaped from all this. Oh, I wasn't aware. What is the benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police. Oh. And the raise you got of $200. Resolution of the SOI incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive. Actually, I don't know how much a Chief of Police would be paid. Especially considering the time period this game takes place in, about 2007, I think. Also, I'm not sure where this game takes place in. It's very ambivalent. No, not ambivalent. Ambiguous with the setting. Is it Japan? Is it America? Is it fucking... Could be Europe, for all I fucking know. No, I don't think it's Europe. There's no way. That's a good one. It's definitely Antarctica. Huh? You really think that I'm that incompetent? Yes, I think so. What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The solution of SO9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgeworth? Yeah, he's going to be made chief anyway. How come Phoenix never knows anything? Be careful when pointing that finger, you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. I did it for the god. You silly wardy, you know me better than that. There are only three people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. Oh, of course. God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. There's only one. There, it's out in the open now. Oogie, would you mind if I change my testimony a little? By all means. I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Nothing in it for you? How long's this episode? Sorry, but the only person I care about is you two. That girl, Lana's sister, was it? Couldn't give a fuck any less about her. You think I felt sorry for her? You better think again. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. My dad beat me till I smiled all the time, like right now. Seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. Oh, that's a good one, Wordy. There have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? True, you might not help out anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you may decide to assist someone. Oh my fucking god. If it would benefit him? Oh, I get it. He helped out Lana because then she became the chief of prosecutor, and because he had dirt on her, that means he pretty much could control her however he wants. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean. I mean, he is the absolutely most pleasant person I ever met. Such a nice guy. Very well then. Who is the person you believe Shin Gant may have helped forge evidence? Who the fuck else but Lana Sky? Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky? The defendant? What, Mike Meekins? I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. I wonder if you get some funny lines if you get the wrong people, like you say Mike Meekins and Chief Gant is like, that fucking dweeb, and this guy fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would have wanted to help her more than her own sister Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have no reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? The fuck you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed Chief of Prosecutors at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. No, I'm sorry for earlier, Phoenix. I guess you do make a little bit of research. But how will he profit from all this? He would be able to use the Chief Prosecutor as his puppet. Are you really this dense, Your Honor? Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. You mean to tell me that despite the Chief's formidable appearance, he pays with puppets? That's right. The judge really is fucking stupid, isn't he? Well, you must mean puppets and someone's forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Shit, my bad. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence. Your motive is to appoint her as the Chief Prosecutor so you could control her. Shit, you got me. Oops. Game over. Right on, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What's 2 plus 2? What? Do you have any proof of this? That I control Lana? For example, has Lana testified that I've done such a fucking thing? Lana, she keeps quiet to protect Emma. But at this point, Emma's going to jail anyway, so fuck it. There's no way she'd testify against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless that is also what happened in this incident. This incident? Which one would that be? Don't you remember, Your Honor? The murder that took place 50 years ago. Oh shit, now we gotta go and investigate that. But everyone involved in it is already dead. Of course I'm talking about. What is Edgeworth talking about? Find out on the next episode. See you fellas in the next episode, bye.